By 1978, the Beatles had long since disbanded, but their legacy continued to influence the Rolling Stones, even indirectly. That influence was particularly evident during a turbulent time for the band. While Keith Richards was dealing with serious legal trouble related to possession and trafficking charges in Toronto during the late 1970s, Mick Jagger remained focused on developing new music. He was working on ideas at the El Mocambo Club in the same city, and it was there, with input from keyboardist Billy Preston, that the foundation for what would become the Rolling Stones' 1978 hit, Miss You, began to take shape. Jagger later reflected on that creative period, recalling how Preston had introduced him to the distinctive four-on-the-floor bass drum rhythm while he experimented with guitar ideas. He explained that they were supposed to be recording a live album at the time, but he was still in the process of writing Miss You as the sessions unfolded, even while Richards was in court. Bassist Bill Wyman later confirmed that much of his bass line on Miss You had originated from Preston. He recounted how the group had recorded a rough demo about a year earlier after a session had wrapped. Wyman had already left for the day when Preston picked up his bass and began experimenting. When the band returned to finalize the track, the rest of the group encouraged Wyman to build his performance around Preston's ideas. Wyman explained that he listened closely to what Preston had played, built upon that core bass run, and refined it until it fit the finished song, acknowledging that the original concept was entirely Preston's. Billy Preston was already a celebrated musician in his own right, but his close ties to the Beatles made his contributions to the Rolling Stones even more noteworthy. Given how instrumental the Beatles had been in helping launch the Stones' early success, Preston's role connected both iconic bands in a unique way. He is often regarded as the unofficial fifth Beatle due to the depth of his collaboration and friendship with the Fab Four, dating back to the early 1960s. His work with the Beatles included notable contributions to the Get Back sessions and the Abbey Road album. He even holds the distinction of being the only musician outside the band to be credited as a featured performer on a Beatles track. Beginning in 1973, Preston also became closely linked to the Rolling Stones, joining them on tour to support major albums like Sticky Fingers, Exile on Main Street, and Goat's Head Soup. His musicianship not only strengthened their live performances, but also played a critical role in the creation of one of their biggest hits, Miss You, which stood out as one of the few Stones songs that leaned into disco influences.